Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hanif. I'm currently pursuing my psychology degree in Apo University, Malaysia. I'm taking personality taught by Dr. Mehran. So today I'll be presenting about my personality analysis through the 7 approaches. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is the Freudian approach. As you can see, the id is the Joker, and the ego, Batman, and the superego, the Two-Face. So superego is the one that you should be, the one that tells you that you should not go to what you want to do, you know. And ego is the mediator between the id and the superego. And the id just follows the pleasure impulses. It's just the primitive instinct in yourself. So when I was growing up, I had a very strict father who taught me like how to behave, how to do certain things in everything that I do. And I have very involved teachers, especially religious teachers, says that I can't hang out with Chinese friends and things like that. And of course my own ideals, which makes up my superego. So my ego is always in conflict with the superego, and it tells me, do I do what I should do or do what I want to do? However, my id is very dominant. I'm easily persuaded to satisfy my pleasure impulses. For example, I know that I should prepare for this presentation much earlier, but I only finished preparing it last night. That's an example. So next is my defense mechanism. I use 2 defense mechanisms, which is displacement and sublimation. Displacement is when you transfer your aggression or that stressful feeling towards something less threatening. And usually, when I'm in conflict with my father, I'll tend to find faults with my girlfriend and argue with her. And also bullying others, especially when I was small, I used to bully my younger sister a lot. But that has stopped now, because she grew up and she can bully me also. And next is sublimation, which I most commonly use right now. So when I'm angry or distressed, I would usually just go to exercise, hike or fishing. And I'll feel much relaxed after that. So this is the new Freudian approach, and I'll only be talking about Alfred Adler here and Erik Erikson with the 8 stages of development. So Alfred Adler suggests that birth order has an effect on your personality. I'm the 3rd out of my 4 siblings, the first being my elder sister, and then my elder brother, me, and then my younger sister. Being the 3rd, I feel like I relate more to the firstborn. I think I'm dependable. I'm very competitive, achievement-oriented, and ambitious. I'm also very good at controlling my emotional expression and follow rules better in terms of my own rules, not what society tells me to do, you know. But I'm the 2nd son in the family, which sometimes makes me feel like the middle child and I don't get enough attention from my parents. My brother, you have to understand that he's physically much more superior than me. He's taller, much taller. So I'm like the smaller in the family. So I use that thing as an opportunity for me to gain praises from my parents. So he excelled at sports, and he always get praises. Oh, Hafiz, he's very good, everything. So for me, I see like, oh, I can't beat him at that part. So I'll try and compete with him in other ways, such as through mental stuff. Like I joined mathematics competitions, essay writing for Millet, yeah, those kind of things. And next is the 8 stages of development. I'll only be talking about the ones that I have a problem with, which I believe it's the toddler stage. Since I have a very protective father, who'll tell me how to behave in everything, what to do in small things, how to talk to people, like what I shouldn't do most of the time. So this caused me to have a little bit of doubt in myself, especially when I'm trying out new things. Yeah. And next I'll be talking about the cognitive approach. So what it is that perceptions of the environment and the cognition makes the core of your personality. Basically what it means is that the way we think makes who you are. It's the core of that personality. So what I'll be touching is the self-discrepancy part. There are 3 parts of the self, which is the ideal self, the actual self, and the odd self. My actual self, I believe that I'm very competitive, persistent, however I can be too cautious and very playful. And the ideal self that I want to be is I want to be extremely fit, influential, hardworking, a little bit more serious, and take risks. And what I should be, what people tell you what I should be is religious, non-judgmental, and obedient to parents. My parents tell me every day, why you never listen to us, why you never do what we say. So if there is a discrepancy between the odd self and the actual self, it will cause you to be anxious, to have guilt, and to be fearful. And if your ideal self is not compatible with your actual self, it will cause you to have sadness, disappointment, and self-dislike. And next is the behavioral approach. So behavioral approach is basically saying that we are like intelligent rats learning life mazes. Like this is the little rat. As it goes in the maze, it will come to a junction, whether to turn left or to turn right. And you know that turning left could lead to a certain consequence, and we will react to that consequence. And turning right will lead to another consequence. However, even though that consequence may not be there when you turn left, your reaction to turning left will still be there. So, I'm going to explain better when I tell you how I learned to hate school. Okay? When I was small, I was in a Chinese school. Actually, it's more like a Chinese prison, not a school, because they were very, very strict. So I had very, very fierce teachers who would scold me every day because I had problems catching up with Chinese words. So before conditioning, this first teacher would like scold at me, say, "Hey, Hanif, do your work." Then it would cause me to feel hate and anxious towards going to see that teacher. But at that time, I had no response to school. When I go to school, I feel neutral. And then during conditioning, when I associate fierce teachers with the school, I will react in like hateful and anxious. So then, whenever I go to school, I'll just relate that to this feeling, hate and anxious. I have that until now. I still feel anxious going to school, or I don't feel like enthusiastic for going to school. And next, the self-efficacy. This is the person's belief in their ability to succeed in specific situations or accomplish a task. So I scored 39 out of 40. I truly believe that if confronted with a task, that I can solve it, no matter how hard it can be. And this is the trait approach. Basically, it says that our personality is just a bundle of traits, skills and temperaments such as openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So this is my result. And for openness, I got 88%, which says that I'm very open to new experiences and I love seeing things in new ways. And conscientiousness says that I'm well organized and reliable. And extraversion, I'm neither social or reserved. I scored 53% on that. I truly agree with this because I enjoy being alone and I'm okay with being with people as well. Next, unfortunately, this is true, I scored 2% for agreeableness. It says that I'm easy to criticize others. People have called me harsh before for this, but I mean it in the best way, but maybe the way that I'm doing it is wrong. Next is neuroticism, saying that I'm able to stay calm and relaxed in tense situations. I've been in situations where it's very tense, such as there's once that me and my friends, we went out for a party. Then driving back, we were not fully sober, and we had to go through a roadblock. My friends were panicking, but I was the one who had to talk to the police, and we got out with just a warning. And next, the AB personality test. I did the AB personality test, and I got 4 out of 10. It says that I'm a type B. So I have lower stress level and typically work steadily, enjoying achievement but not becoming stressed if it's not achieved. However, I do not agree with this. It says that I do not mind losing and either enjoy the game or back down. I only play the game if I can win. Or no, I don't play the game in the first place. I'm creative and enjoy exploring ideas and concepts. I find it very true, even though if it contradicts with my own views, I'll still explore that idea. And reflective, thinking about the outer and inner worlds. and I have very poor sense of time schedule. As you can see today, I was late to class. That's one of the examples. And the biological approach. So biological approach, it rejects the idea of nature. All it says is that we are made out of bundle of genes, hormones in our brains. So Hans Isaac, he suggested that there are three basic personality dimensions, which is extraversion, introversion, neuroticism, and psychoticism. He said that extrovert and introverts differ not only in behavior but also physiological. So what they found is that introverts and extroverts, they have different cortical arousal, which is the speed and the amount of brain activity. So they found that introverts have a higher cortical arousal, and they test this difference by asking introverts and extroverts to work on memory tasks while listening to music. So when exposed to loud music, introverts perform much badly than extroverts, and when exposed to soft music, extroverts did badly. Since I feel like I'm in the middle of both, I listen to type of music depending on what I'm doing. For example, if I'm doing mathematics, I like to listen to heavy metal or loud music. But if I'm writing, I like to listen to classical and Disney Channel music. And finally, my favorite approach to personality, the humanistic approach. What it says is that we are free and responsible beings, seeking fulfillment of our spirituality and achieving our full potential. There are four key elements in this approach, which is personal responsibility, which is you can be whatever you want to be if you do it. And here and now, which is living in the present, not thinking about the past or the future. And next to the phenomenology of an individual, it says that you know who you are. No one knows better than yourself. You have all the power to change yourself. You just need to find the way to do it. And next is personal growth, which is growing yourself to the full potential. And I'll talk about the flow experience. It's a feeling of being caught in natural, almost effortless movement from one step in intensely enjoyable, usually not restful, relaxing moments. And my flow experience is when I'm hiking. This is some pictures of me when I'm hiking. I love hiking. When I'm hiking, all I can think about is, at that moment, putting my foot in front of the other. Even though how tired I am, how breathless I am, I can always do it. I just want to reach the peak of the mountain. Before I finish my presentation, I would like to say something. The human being is meant to bear the burden of 24 hours. No more and no less. I remember something that Dr. Meran said to us very clearly. If you live in the past, you'll be depressed. If you live in the present, if you live in the future, you'll be anxious. 24 hours is all that you have to live in. The day is your material. Give up your burdens to the universe, to God, to your cat, to whatever. But the burdens of the past are not yours. The burdens of the future are not yours either. The day is your material. It is your canvas. It's the only thing that we have the power to change, to shape, and to create. So use it well. Thank you.